What is happening at Gamer Dude here, and if I were to tell you GTA 6 would be the most important game released in the history of gaming, would you believe me? I don't think a lot of people would, but if you look at the sales numbers for GTA 5, they should have, at least by now, either eclipsed or passed 200 million copies sold. That is enormous. Even if the game has been around for 10 years, that is still just absolutely extravagant in numbers. Yes, it also has covered 3 generations from the PS3 and 360 to the PS4 and Xbox One to now the PS5 and the Xbox series of consoles. Insane to think about. Absolutely mental in every sense of the word. It's very, very unusual to see games have such a massive success. You know, there's only 3 games in the history that meet that type of success, and that's GTA 5, Minecraft, and weirdly enough, Tetris. These are the 3 games that immediately come to my mind when I think of some of the best-selling games of all time, and that's usually been the case in recorded history. So then what is GTA 6 going to do? If GTA 5 can manage $1 billion in sales in the first 3 days, I think it might be very easy to say that within 24 hours, GTA 6 will most certainly make that sort of money. And there's only, about 20 movies that have made $1 billion in their theatrical releases, both domestic and worldwide box office. You know, when you really think about it. So, we've got a game industry.biz analyst, Matt Pescatella, who's saying that this might be the most important game to release of all time. And there's a few elements to this. One is the element of like the massive amount of layoffs from creating games, attempting to make all the money in the world, failing miserably because that's not something that's humanly possible, and then causing companies to shut down, lay people off, and things like that. That's the first element to it. The second element to it is where the game sells. For example, you look at GameStop, you look at the PlayStation Store, you look at the Xbox Store, you look at maybe Steam, right? Each of these places take a different cut for every sale made from any digital product, including, like, say, GameStop selling you physical copies, for example. Now, if, the game did sell, say, made $1 billion in a day, consider the idea that every PlayStation copy, 30% would go to PlayStation. So everyone who sells games that is actually selling GTA 6 is going to benefit massively from this. So it's a significant increase in money going into this industry. So if at all less games were to release, less people were spending money within the games industry, if there was any sort of dive in that sense from a financial point of view, this would cause a complete upheaval of that single-handedly by a single game. So spending would be up in every sense of the word, and all of the places that sell games are going to benefit from it, and there would be renewed interest in the industry as a whole. But also the fact that, there's already, so as Piscatella says here, tracking from Circana, 2024 isn't looking great for the games industry, with overall spending to dip anywhere from 2% to 10%, depending on how optimistic you are. And the fact that it may actually be, there is a potential it could even be more than that. And that's kind of what I mean by money going into the industry and then kind of funneling around the companies that exist within the space. Therefore, if more money was being spent, there would be less closures, less there would certainly be less studio closures, but I think there would still be just as much people getting laid off though. So Actually, kind of really unfortunate to think about when you really consider that to be the thing. I mean, it is going to definitely surpass Hogwarts Legacy without a doubt, because it says here, despite their unexpected success, Piscatella says the industry would need another game similar level of success to overall sales to match the numbers driven by last year's blockbuster hit Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah. It's certain there are reasons for why it would certainly be an insane title, and Rockstar would make a ton of money, which then ultimately Take-Two would make an exceptional amount of money as well. And of course, we know money is mostly going to go to the top anyways. And Rockstar did actually mandate that people come into the office every day now, in order to finish up the game, which also does lead people to think that there may be some amount of some amount of crunch. So there is that as well. Again, it's just kind of insane to think about regarding all of this. GTA 6 being the most important release of all time, affecting the entire industry as a whole. Also, whatever microtransactions, however they manage the content, whether it be an online game that, like, say for example GTA Online, they have a single region available at launch in GTA Online, and they'll give you a second region and a third region as like expansion, similar to like an MMO. If whatever GTA 6 does and is successful with, other companies will follow suit. That's one of those things. In a post GTA Online world of GTA 5, because GTA 4 did have an GTA Online as well, but specifically GTA 5 with the shark cards and things like that, and the way they handle cars in GTA Online now, like, it's very different from launch, and it has affected other games along the lines of like what came after. Granted, it wasn't like loot boxes, which was a completely separate evil that was added on as part of, say, Battlefront 2, for example, or EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2, I should say. So whatever GTA 6 does in terms of monetization for their online component, whether they have one, which is very hard to believe that they wouldn't, given how much money, GTA 5's online component made, it would be insane to see where that would go, or how that would completely turn up effectively. Again, it's just really more of an interesting thing to see, but it's just mind-boggling to say the least. With all of that being said, though, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Anything that I've said, whether you agree or disagree. If you agree, tell me why. If you disagree, also tell me why. Rather than agreeing or disagreeing, it's definitely more interesting to see the why behind the agree or the disagree. But yeah, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming with 200 subs by the end of the year, and with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.